The Legend of Dave the Villager, Book 25, The Phantom Realm.
What's the Phantom Realm?
The story so far. Dave was an ordinary villager who dreamed of becoming an adventurer. After discovering the secret to finding the end, Dave set off on an epic adventure to find an end portal and slay the Ender Dragon.
Is it a prologue?
This is kind of the prologue.
Why didn't a prologue then?
Well, it just says the story so far. Dave has journeyed far, fighting many foes and crossing the ocean, but now tragedy has struck. His two traveling companions, Carl the Creeper and Spidroth, have been turned into flowers by a herd of magical moo blooms. Just as Dave was despairing over the loss of his friends, a mysterious old cowman turned up, telling Dave that his only chance to get Carl and Spidroth back is to speak to the owners of the moo blooms, the Meep Tribe. Chapter 1. The Farmer. "Come," said the old cowman, "this way." The cowman was wearing a gray robe. He reached into it and pulled out a long wooden staff with a glowing white crystal on top of it. "Who are you?" Dave asked. "A wizard?" The old cowman chuckled. "I'm afraid not," he said. "All the magic I can do comes from this staff. The Meep tribe gave it to me to help me guard this field. I had a name once, but that was in another life. You can call me the farmer." "Why are you guarding this field for the Meep tribe anyway?" Dave asked. "Long ago, my daughter was very sick," the old cowman said solemnly. "No healing potion or cowman magic would work, so I sought out the Meeps. They healed my daughter, but at a cost. I had to spend the rest of my life guarding the moo blooms. Well, I say guarding the moo blooms, but really my job is to keep people away from them. You've seen what the moo blooms can do. They can protect themselves." The farmer stepped onto the field and motioned to Dave to follow him. "Come on," he said. "With this staff, the moo blooms won't touch us." Dave cautiously took a step onto the green grass of the field. The moo blooms were watching him and the cowman from afar with their cold black eyes. Dave took another look at the two piles of yellow flowers that had, a few minutes ago, been his friends. Carl's diamond golem armor was still lying empty on the ground. "Okay," Dave sighed. "Lead the way." Dave followed the old cowman across the field. As promised, the moo blooms kept their distance. "Those creatures are so beautiful," Dave thought, looking at the moo blooms with their yellow pelts, with white spots, and the flowers growing on their backs. Beautiful and deadly. The farmer led Dave towards the middle of the field. As they got closer, Dave noticed a square hole in the ground that he hadn't seen before. The farmer brought Dave to the side of the hole, and Dave could see cobblestone steps leading down into the darkness. The farmer brought Dave to the side of the hole, and Dave could see cobblestone steps leading down into the darkness. "Down there is where the Meep tribe lives," said the farmer. "Who are these Meeps?" Dave asked. "I don't know," said the farmer. "When I was a child, my grandmother used to tell me stories of the little folk, magical beings who lived in the forest and under the ground. I used to think those were just stories, but that was until I met the Meeps. Their magic is strong. I'm not talking about enchantments and stuff like that. This is true magic, old magic. They will have the power to bring your friends back, but whether or not they'll do it, I can't tell you." Dave had heard similar tales. His mother had called them imps rather than little folk, but the stories sounded similar. An ancient race of tiny magical creatures that had gone into hiding many years ago when the big folk chopped down their forest and destroyed their homes. "Will you come with me?" Dave asked. "I cannot," said the old cowman. "I would have liked to have seen the Meeps one last time, but no, my place is here, guarding the moo blooms." "One last time?" said Dave, feeling confused. "What do you mean?" "I was not the first farmer," said the old cowman. "There was one before me, and one before her, and so on and so on. The Meeps may help you, friend, but they will demand a heavy price." "You mean they'll ask me to be the new farmer?" said Dave. "Perhaps," said the cowman with a sad smile. "And if they do, I'll finally get a chance to rest."